Yeah, my name is Ahmad Mohammadi. I am 30 years old and I'm a student. I'm study Master of Science in Leadership and Management, and I'm working also as a pedagogical in a school with the young people. And I'm also the city council's candidate from for Venstre, a liberal party in Denmark.
Giovanna?
Yeah, I'm Giovanna. I'm 35 and I'm Brazilian and I've been living in Denmark for 10 years. May I ask you, were you born in Denmark or were you?
Me? Actually, no, because I'm from Afghanistan and I'm also living in Denmark 10 years.
Yeah.
And when I came here in Denmark, it was 2011. And
Oh,
as a refugee, yeah, as a refugee, but yeah, I'm living in Denmark right now and I'm a political, local political, and I'm decided to be part of the society.
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I actually got happy yesterday the other day when I received the invitation for the meeting and I saw that it was like yeah, someone that is not a Danish. So I get proud of the internationals standing for our society as well. So good for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So do you have any question or what should we talking
Yes,
about? Or
I actually would like to ask you to start talking about what are your plans and uh, from your part, like what do you focus on? What are the plans? And then I would like to make some questions on that and some comments.
Yeah, actually, because I'm from Afghanistan and I was like a refugee, came to Denmark, and so many things. And I'm also study as some students and studying master in leadership, and I'm working as like a teacher, and I have some different part of things to I'm going to be elected, and I'm talking about it. And one of them is like for students because we have 5,000 students in both national or international students in Kolding, but most of them is not living in Kolding. And I want to working for Colling's future, and Colling must be a attractive study city with a good study environment, a cheap study housing, and a variable city life. Because yeah, some of the young people just thinking at Colling is not. It's a boring city, but we want to be more attractive. And another one things I want to work for Calling, it's Calling must be a attractive municipality to live in with a strong and robust and attractive associations and cultural life. Because after work or after study, you need to somewhere to join society, like sports, like culture things, and like a political party, and because you have to join your time after work or after study. And the third one is because in Calling we have so many international people. They're living here like 30 years, 20 years, and we still have a problem with the integration. And I want to work for focus on improve social housing area, and we call also ghetto, and helping and increase the professional competence and employment. And the last one, I am working so hard because of the climate situation in the world, and I have also focused on the climate, and I want to calling should be uh, increase focus on sustainability and make the world goals an integral part of the municipal DNA, and that's why I'm working for that.
Yeah, Uh, I'm actually, I think there are like a very nice points, and the one that I like right now get like more, yeah, that's in my focus right now is about like the environment and the climate changes. Like, what are your ideas like to improve this in calling?
We have to focus on technology, and we have to investing for some companies or also the social environment to using some technology. It should be more sustainable,
Yeah.
and it costs so much, but still we have some strategy in future. It will be the best for us.
Yeah.
Because so we're talking so much about that sustainability, but we are not going to have an action. But some of the young people, and I'm also thinking we need an action and we have to do something. But the process, unfortunately, still is slowly.
Yeah, it is. I have you have been living in Colin for as long as I have been
Yeah,
living. We came at the same year 2011,
yeah,
and I had a meeting before this one with another politician, and he has been in politics for longer. That we've been living for 47 years,
yeah.
and. I don't know if you have noticed, but I feel that the city is getting like more and more dirty.
In
And
the
I
middle of city, you mean?
general actually.
Actually, not like that, but because we last time we used million of the coroner in the city, we just made it how it's called a good environment. When you're walking in the city, you have to some place to sitting, and a green area it became, and it's right now is more enjoyable actually going to in the city. But of course we have to focus more on the other places to be clean up, and one of them our party Venstre, they want to have a focus on how it's called Havn. Do you know
What?
Havn? Havn, this
The harbor.
The
harbor.
harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Venstre, they want to increase and have a focus there to develop the area with more apartments, and we just want to move some companies from there to other places, and the city will going to be more development because we have Mariana City. You can in the actually how it's called uh, SDU and some bankers area is called Mariana City, and we want to just develop this area, and the city is going to be much better.
Yeah. Are you like willing to make? I think that we need to make some campaigns with the locals
Uh,
uh, about like throwing the garbage in the right place. I have a dog, so I walk a lot around like every day,
yeah,
uh, and some I collect
yeah,
garbage sometimes when I'm walking, and I just like throw away. And some of them I think that it's because like if there is, for example, like a chips bag like
yeah.
on top of a garbage, and then there is like a wind or the birds take it out. But
Mm,
I also think that we need campaigns, and in some of the bus stops that I have observed, that some of
yeah,
them do not have like a garbage, and that's where like young people
yeah.
also like not young people like stay, and sometimes they drink. And I notice always there is like a can of soda or something there. So I think that we need we need a campaign.
Yeah, of course, we need we need to develop the area, and we have to also focus on the should be clean and yeah. But I think not just political should decide it, but also it should be in alpha from the self people take some responsibility to have a focus for environment and put their, for example, trash in the take it off from the city and just don't cast house called throwing away in the street and something like that. But I want to also focus on that actually.
Yeah, I think that I'm saying this because I actually like between the first meeting and this one.
Yeah.
So I just moved to an area here called Frederik den Sonnevej. I don't know if you know what it is. Yeah, and there are some buildings, and I'd like to talk to the association to see if they could talk and make some meetings with the people that live in here, because I don't know if it's children or adults, but like I see a lot of garbage. We have a green area here on the outside. Just now in a short walk that I had with my dog today, I collect like a plastic glass and a package of cigarette and 2 packets of juice. And and I also noticed this like also in other areas like of the city, or like this small garbage. And I don't know if it's because like birds are doing it all the time, or if it's just people, and I don't see like enough campaign, enough energy being directed to tell people and to ask them and to, I don't know, I know that this is something hard to control, like who's throwing a garbage. You have and your party have any like plans, action plans on this area? And
yeah, but some of the people also, some of the local places and some of the how it's called society places, they are unfocused, but we all also needed some nudging. But how to learn or how to remember people take responsibility for their behavior, and behavior also must also take from the citizens themselves. And of course, the city should be invested to some clean area for walking, sitting, and it should also be some somewhere to need to some light somewhere because it's dark. And actually, in this moment, the night is going to be at 6 o'clock. It's night and it's dark. And we need some places, and most of in the city, actually, we need some lights, and people can go and walk without any stress or be afraid of that.
Yeah, you were talking about in the beginning about social life, and that people need to go to places like after school and after.
Yeah, actually, the one of in Denmark, people is much individual, and people have busy with their own life, in their study or working, and after that they are really feeling like they are in some. And we need a attractive city with society, places, association, and cultural life. And we have to focus actually much more than before, because after the corona, and many of the young people had a bad or not good experience, and they feel so much lonely, and they had depression. But we need to really focus on that area. We have to more be invisible in the city, and some places we need some different ages should able to going there without any thinking it should be expensive or not. But the city council should also make a budget for that. And it's one of, and I'm talking also about the integration. I just found a political party, and I'm also found some other associations, organization. Some after work or after study, my after schools, I went there, and I get some society life. I get some friends. I'm talking, and it should and help me for developing myself to integrate it and learn language it and find some job, and yeah, like that. It's really good for the city, for every single civil so living in Kalling.
Talking about, yeah.
Luisa, if you have something to say, so just come up and say something, and
But I'm
maybe
sure, I know
supporting.
that Giovanna is full of questions,
Yeah.
so I'll let her.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
About like when you were talking about integration,
Yeah.
you are also as a international. Which plans or action plans you have? Because it's not like I don't have that much contact like with all internationals. Like
Yeah.
it's, but so I'm not sure if that's true, but I have noticed that there are some women that come here with the families.
Yeah.
And they have lived here for over 20 years, and
Yeah.
they don't speak Danish
Yeah.
so good, and they don't leave much the house, and they do not are apart. And you told me that like one of your focus is like integrating and improving like these areas that are called a ghetto.
Yeah.
So what are like the concrete plans that you to make that happen?
Yeah, you are right. Actually, I want to just start with a little story about this woman. For 2 years ago, I had some meeting with the mothers in the school parking, this social area, and it was 20, 25 women. I just meet them, and I had, because I was the role, 20, 25 women for this area. And I was as a role model talking with them and said, yeah, I live in Denmark like 8 years, and I'm doing like that, I'm doing like this. And they just tell me they live 20 or 20 years, 25 years in Denmark, but they couldn't speak. But I want to focus for actually the women. We have to check every single person, so what they need and how to we can help them, because most of them they didn't work as entire their life, and we have to find some interesting for them, what interests for them, And because we have a job center is not so much helpsome as they have to be. The first things I'm going to work. I'm municipally institution, so they have to check why we have this how it's called, so many people still not working, and what's the problem. And most of them is like, yeah, we have to be careful because integration it takes a time, but yeah, after 20 years, you didn't do anything. It's a problem actually self in municipally institution. And the second things we have to also find the interesting the single person, what they're interested, because most of them is like a Muslim woman. I'm also self-Muslim, but we have to find somewhere to be okay for that, for them to working there. And we have so many places, like we need some assistant, like a periodical in schools and in kindergarten, and we have some places that you can going to for just a clinic for 2 hours. But in basically they are doing like that. But why are they not can't also working as other places? And we have to find they're interesting, and also a job center should be most how it's called. They have to also keep on this work, and I can't remember the word, but push them from their everyday's life. It should be like other everyday, not as them had like 20 years. And when they are working, is as good for them healthy, and also as good for their children, because their children growing up with parents as a worker, or they're working, and their behavior being be much better, and they take some education, they take some responsibility, and this is things is really good for the future of the calling.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a dangerous question.
Yeah, of course, yeah, just
But and I'm very interested because you are yourself Muslim and you are yourself like international. Like
Yeah.
what happened to these people that came here like 20, 30 years ago, and they don't speak Danish and they do not work? Is it some it's because they do not want to, or their families or their husbands were like keeping them from that, or is it a lack of did Danish society were not like open enough to them and to welcome them?
It's too many things. It's on it, because one of things because of where they come from and why they came to Denmark, and most of them is like refugee, and they had from some countries it was war, and they are from the war countries, and they had some bad how it's called. They have some bad experience for their country, and it's really when they're coming here as a new culture, they don't understand the culture, and after that they're living in this area, and the Danish system is really also easy to going to being in the system, as if, for example, Kontanthjælp, they're helping them. But actually, Kontanthjælp also is the best things we can help the people. They need help, but we also forget that we have to also learn them take a responsibility for that. but most of them is like they forget take a responsibility as a, for example, member of the society, and when we are not have any education, and we are if you are not have a, for example, in professional competence for working somewhere, so as a normal worker you are going to earn, for example, 12 or 13,000 a month, and when you're sitting in the content help, it's also like 10,000, 11,000. You will get it because you will get some bonus. It's like children. You have if you have children, so you got money, and you will also give. I will also take some money from the apartment you're living, but calling or commune can help you also pay for the pay for that how it's called.
Rent?
What?
The rent?
Yeah, the rents. Yeah, also commune will pay for percent of their rents, and it should the same. It's the same money if you're working as a normal worker or you're sitting in the, for example, in Contania. Why it should going to working 37 hours a week when you get when you're if you're going just being home and you get the same money. The system is also not good for these people. And the last time, the last how it's called regering, the last government, yeah, the last government, they had how it's called ikke. De har gjort det mindre til, at kontanthjælpen, det bliver kontanthjælploft.
Yeah.
They've set a limit to how much you can get in content.
Yeah, it was a continuous loft, and before it was 12,000, but right now, after that, you can get 9,000. But it has effect. Some of the people take a work after that because they can see that they are not going to have a better life for that money they will get it. And my focus is on this area. We can help the single person, and we have to increase for professional competence. And after that, they can take education. Take some education. After that, they can get some work, because in Denmark it's so easy to take some education. And when you, as a student, you will get the SU, is like as a student's salary, and it will help you actually. As I'm also, it last 10 years I was like a student. I get some SU, and I'm working also after my study as a student. And that money, I just bought a car and bought some other material, and that money I also traveling with, and that's it. Because in Denmark we have really good systems to just develop your competence and get the best life in your and have a best future.
Yeah.
Did I just answer the question? But I just talk so much about it.
Oh, that's good. I like that you talk.
Yeah.
I like to listen. I think we have still a little bit of a time, and about like this, you want to make like calling like an attractive city, and to give more life to the city.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to making some big events here in Calling? I was thinking the other day we don't. Not that I'm a very quiet person, so I'm not much of too much parts and too much people. But I was thinking here the other day, we do not have like it's a big city. I think that Kolding's the sixth or the seventh biggest city in Denmark.
Yeah, you are
And
right.
we don't have a gay parade. We don't have like a carnival as they have in Aalborg and Copenhagen.
Yeah,
And
actually, you are right. And I just talked with my colleague candidates, and I just told them, yeah, calling is a little bit boring because we need some events, international events coming to Denmark. But actually, some of them told me, and calling it just had a fight with other communes. We will get it, but we had actually green concert in Kolding every summer. But we have also. I'm not the party, the person is going to party and have some events, but you're right. We need some international event. So as a Kolding Commune is a popular and one of the biggest city in Denmark, but we need it. Yeah, I will also focus for that.
These big ones, I think that there would also some call for local tourists. So like if we had like a carnival here in Kolding, I think that many other I think that people from many other cities would come and enjoy or like a gay parade that also would bring many other like it would also be like a source of income to the commune of Kolding.
It is actually, but we need also find some partnership as interesting companies, so they can help, because so many partnerships also interesting to invest in Kolding, but we have to be how it's called we have to find some solution with together. It's not just one party or city council have to take it responsibility, but we have to find some partnership. We have to find some associations organization, and we have to some of these events they want to come to Kolding, and but it is a little bit hard work, but I think Kolding Commune they fight it before for take some international events in Kolding.
Yeah. I'm just reading if
yeah, it's okay.
it's actually not my area of interest because I bike.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that there is more and more traffic coming, like and I heard that there is a project of making another, like a road, like a
bicycle road.
No, for cars. I just forgot the name, like to make it wider and
another how's called
another
motorway.
lane.
No,
another lane. Is it expanding the road as it is now to more lanes?
Yeah, or like a connection direct from Aarhus to Kolding. To how?
Yeah, actually, because I heard that because we need it actually. It's not going to in the city. It's the out of the city. We want to how it's called have another motorway. From it's like from Crescensfield until out. It's going to be out of the city, and it's not Chenier, how it's called in English.
It's not what?
Chenier di Borne.
Not to bother.
Yeah, not to bother.
Yeah, not to bother the the other people living in the city. But it is actually it's a good thing because if you were thinking about the traffic we have at the, for example, at the morning or afternoon, traffic is really bad there, and also it's not good for environment because there's so many cars standing 1 hour, half an hour in there, and it's not also good for the environment. But if we have another road to going to, for example, Aarhus and other places, it should be good things. And this is a project, and it should going first on 2030 or 2035, as I can remember.
No,
But
so a long time.
yeah, but this big project is going to a long time. But not our city, the city council also many years ago they just decided we need it, and we just get for month ago, 2 months, 3 months ago, we just get some finance from the parliament, Denmark parliaments, and actually it's really good things, and for development, and for the environment, and for people, and for everything.
Yeah.
You have one last quick question, Giovanna?
Well, I don't know if you can give me like a quick answer to that.
You can test him. You can test him.
Yeah.
But just back to integration, like, do you have any plans to like to integrate? We have it just like popped in my mind that we talked about like people that have lived here for 20, 30 years and that they're not integrated.
Yeah.
How do we do with the people that are coming now so they can integrate, and in like 20, 30 years they do not end like people that have been here for that long? And then
Actually, the number the people come from, for example, to 2014 and 2015, they are more integrated until the people came from the 1990 from to 20,000 until 2010. Because of people right now, the rules a little bit harder on the before, but I want to also work on it because we have to show the way. I also came from for 10 years ago, and the best way I just choose is education. Because in Denmark is really the best country in the world to take education because it's the free. And when you have the education, when you are finished your education, you can be anything you want. And you can take responsibility for your life. And also, I want to work hard on the municipal institution to take more responsibility. Because I just figure out, because I'm not a member of the city council, but I want to go into be in the council, and I'm looking in the communal institutions to work better and more attractive and more effective, because I think they get people like a customer, not like a civil to help them, like a customer to take them. Can you understand me what I mean? The municipal institution take the people like a customer. They want to take them is long time, not they just helping them. So push them at to workplaces and take some responsibility. And actually, I want to also push these people, not take responsibility for a situation, not just be one of the just always take a help. Because I'm from Afghanistan, and the people from Afghanistan, every single people take responsibility for their own life, not government, not any organization, not any, for example, other organization can help them with the money or something like that. when they came here, the system is really good, but the system is like for these people, they really need the help, not for everyone.
Can I just ask one last question in
Of
that
course.
regards?
Yeah.
Because you're talking a lot about the responsibility for the person living here.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you also think sometimes that the society has an obligation to also make some gateways to enter the Danish job market when you're,
Yeah.
because the fact is that there's a lot of internationals arriving here in Denmark as family unificated people, especially because they get here themselves and that they have a Danish spouse and they have a high level of education with them.
Yeah.
The problem is, what I see is that a lot of companies and also the public sector don't recognize the papers, even though that is recognized by actually the Danish state, because you have to apply to be recognized.
Yeah.
But I see that a lot of Danish companies and the public sector are not willing to hire people that not necessarily are totally fluent in Danish, and I'm thinking that they have to be fluent in Danish from somewhere. So I'm wondering if you think that also the Danish society has an obligation to help people get into the job market.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. We are, unfortunately, we have also generalization in the work market or some company, but if you're going to be part of the society, you need to learn about the culture. But some people just misunderstand they have a responsibility in society. If you are Muslim, you need to be a part of the culture, but you need to also drink alcohol or eating like pork. But it's not like that. It's take just the responsibility. And so many companies right now is actually much better than before, but they want to take it. But also it should be also some how it's called take responsibility for these people. They have to also take responsibility. So many of them's like they're thinking the same culture as they come from, because in Denmark it's like we focus on at the time when you are going to work, you have to be at the time. But most of these, for example, people, they had still the culture. If you're going 5 minutes late at the work, it's okay. 10 minutes we are 10 minutes or 15 minutes late at the work, it's okay. But it's not okay in Denmark. That's why also is the generalization in Denmark is a problem, because they're afraid about that responsibility is misunderstanding.
But I think it's just funny. I'm just gonna try to, but I think it's just funny because I know so many highly educated people that come from abroad and they end up in cleaning jobs, temp works, and all these kind of jobs. And I think I'm just curious if you think that the municipality could do more, invest in these people so that they enter the right level of at the job market, because a lot of people end up giving up finding a job at their level. And that's especially with the people that come here married to a Dane, because I'm just saying, I've talked to so many and it's very, very difficult entering the right level at the job market. And they end up working as taxi drivers, as cleaning people, as caregivers. And we end up having people working here that not necessarily are totally satisfied. And what the ultimate consequence could be is that the entire family move out of the country, and then you lose also a Dane that has been educated in Denmark, which costs a lot of money, and you lose a whole family. So have you given any thoughts to that scenario?
Can I add something? Just to like what Luis is saying, I have a friend from Spain, and he came here with his a wife, but she was also from Spain. She got a job here in Denmark, and they came with the two daughters. And I met him in a sports school.
Yeah.
So I watched him develop, and he's a engineer. I think that environmental engineer, something like that. and he worked really hard. And he started studying Danish. He got so good at Danish, and he got an education, but he could not get a job. And so they left. They left back to Spain. And in this case, they did not lose like a Danish national, but that could be like a couple that is like Danish and international, as Louise is saying. So I also think that some people, they do take responsibility and they do try. And like this friend of mine, this man, he worked like really, really hard, and he got like so good also at Danish. Of course, that it is a hard language, but he could not find a job in his area, and he refused to take like a lower job because he was highly qualified and highly educated. So that's a shame. And society has also, Danish job market also have to take responsibility of investing and taking these people.
But I'm a little bit, how it calls, I didn't think if you had a high education and you're not get a work here. Yeah, it's a little bit hard because when you're from other country, you're an international person. So when you move from a first country to second country, you also know the challenges, but we have to take also these challenges. As I came here like for 10 years ago, and I started as like working in the restaurant, but right now I'm working for the school, and it's different things because I need something to working in school. What should I need? The languages and the understanding about the culture, and also understanding that area I want to work. But it's the different things because the different culture when you're entering there, but you have to, yeah, it's hard and take a time. But it's also, as I said, the Danish system is really easy to just sitting and getting money for government. And one of them is just move, take your motivation is like, yeah, okay, if I'm working as a 37 hours a week, and I'll get it from the government, like the same money. And
but those people don't get it from the government, just to be clear. Family Unified people
yeah,
don't get anything.
Yeah,
one single coin from the government, and the Spanish couple don't either.
Yeah, but I think it's hard because we have to know the culture first. After that, yeah, if you send your CV for one time, just send 10 times. So you will get it. Don't lose your hope. But yeah, actually, but I will also find some solution with the companies. If I'm getting into the city council, I will focus why we have this problem for the international people or international gates. They are coming to Denmark. It should be much better than.